Well, new reaction tonight to Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid attempting to explain away President Obama's broken promise that you can keep your health care plan if you like it, even as almost 6 million Americans now have seen their insurance canceled under Obamacare. Still, Senator Reid says the president was telling the truth.
That was so damaging, a lot of people said, for the president to go out and say you will be able to keep your coverage if you'd like it. And there were thousands of people who found out that that was not actually possible.
But I still go back and say what I said earlier. What he said was true.
Okay.
And if you want to keep the insurance you have, you can keep it.
Tom Perriello is a former Democratic congressman and now CEO of the Center for American Progress Action Fund. Congressman, good to see you. And I know you voted for this law, but to a lot of our viewers, that sounds like crazy talk.
Voting for the law, or what Senator Reid said?
What Senator Reid just said.
Well, you know, I think the statement has been proven not to be true, and I think the president's apologized for it. And I think what the American people want to know right now is what are their options going forward.
Well, let me stop
and they're
you
much
there.
more interested in how to fix this.
Let me stop you there, because I think we agree. So why is Senator Reid saying the opposite? Why is he saying that? Because what he just said is not true.
I don't speak for Senator Reid. I don't know what the full context of the interview was. But again, I think what we know is that the vast majority of people who are going to be able to keep their plans, that insurance companies cancel plans all the time, every year, that in many cases this is because we're preventing insurance companies from being able to really stick it to people in very unfair ways, like kicking them off insurance or reaching caps.
Right, but
I think most American.
But are you disputing that the reason most of these plans have been canceled is because of Obamacare?
I think the reason is that insurance companies have liked to play tricks on people over the years, and we're limiting the number of tricks that they can play. And one of the ways that they're now dealing with that is to try to move people off of those plans.
No,
we are now going to be able to pay for preventative care.
But here's what Karen Ignani, I continue to mess up her last name with apologies to her.
I get that sometimes too.
She's the head of the group that, the insurance group that works together and has been working with the White House on Obamacare. And here is what she said about the canceled plans.
The only reason that plans are sending notes to consumers about losing coverage is because of the requirements of the new legislation.
I mean, seems pretty clear.
The insurance companies are there to maximize their own profit. They're not there to protect consumers and patients. And that's been both part of the system and part of the problem. And what we're saying is we're going to continue to have a competition of private insurance companies, but we are going to set a floor of certain rules that people who work hard and pay their bills don't get kicked off their insurance once they get sick. And that's something I think people agree on.
You're sort of getting back to these plans were no good, right?
Well, in some cases they were junk plans, that's true. In some cases they were plans that were rotating over. And as you know, in America...
in a lot of cases they were great plans that people liked, right?
And in many of those cases, they're getting offered new plans while the old plans are being canceled, and that is a breach of the promise that was made. They're not getting offered no plans. They're getting offered new plans, and in many cases, subsidies as well.
Right, but you understand that there are millions of Americans who didn't know that their insurance policy was at risk, who were told specifically that it was not at risk, who liked their plans, who now have seen their plans get canceled, who now have to go on this blasted healthcare.gov, which has been a disaster and is only now working well for, according to the president, the majority of people. And when they get on there, up to 30% of the people who think they've enrolled are about to find out in January that, in fact, the system was messed up and they didn't actually enroll. I mean, can you understand their frustration, especially when they hear Harry Reid go out there and try to tell them the promise was true all along?
Tons of frustration, particularly, obviously, for those of us who've been supportive of the bill as well. But the part I disagree with you on is that Americans have ever thought they lived with no threat of losing their health care. Part of the problem has been a system where people are one pink slip away from losing their health care. People have been very insecure about that. And one thing we can say is there's going to be an exchange. There is an exchange where you can buy affordable health care, where private sector companies have to compete for your business. And that's why you're seeing tens of thousands of people sign up. So we've had a system that threatens families with tremendous insecurity. And the one thing that we can say is there's going to be a place where you can buy at the same rates as the big guys, even if you're a small business, even if you're self-employed. And I think that's why you're seeing people go. And we should trust consumers.
The reason people may have been thinking that they could have kept those plans may have something to do with the repeated assurances they got from President Barack Obama. It may have been connected. And now Harry Reid, his newfound assurances may be confusing them even further. I don't know, Tom, but it's good to see you. Thank you for coming on, Congressman.
Thank you so much, and good luck with your health.
Thank you very much. I liked my plan. I didn't get to keep it. I desperately need it, and I hope I can keep my doctor. Up next, what the president just said about who should be held accountable for the rocky healthcare rollout. Charles Krauthammer's here on that.